What's up, Facebook? Ty Crandall with Credit Suite here. Today, we're talking about the business credit reporting agencies. We're talking about Dun & Bradstreet. We're talking about Experian. We're talking about Equifax. We're talking about how you need to get set up with your business with a business credit reporting agency. So by the end of this training, you're going to understand the exact steps how to get your business set up with Dun & Bradstreet, how to set up your business with Experian, how to set up your business with Equifax Commercial, how to get initial business credit scores with each one of the reporting agencies so you can then use that established business credit to get all kinds of high-limit revolving accounts without a personal guarantee, without a personal credit check, and little known secret, you can actually radically improve your chances of getting approved for more money for your business at better terms. Keep in mind, when it comes to getting loans, when it comes to getting credit lines, your business credit is as important to that outcome as consumer credit is to you getting mortgages and car loans and other kinds of personal loans. So if you want to get money for your business, there's a couple ways to do it: business credit and financing. Business credit lets you get high-limit accounts for your EIN not linked to your personal social. No personal guarantee, no personal credit check. But the financing piece also relies on business credit to be able to get the loans and credit lines you need, because lenders are pulling your Dun & Bradstreet, they're pulling your Experian, they're pulling your Equifax business credit reports. And here's the worst part of it all. The worst part is that Equifax, Experian, these guys will give you failing credit scores even if you have no credit reporting. So if you take no action and do nothing, they will give you a failing credit score, and those failing credit scores, even at $1 million, $3 million, $5 million in revenue, will prevent you from getting the money you need. So how do you prevent this? Well, it's pretty easy. We've got to get you set up with the business credit reporting agency. Steve, hey, welcome. Thanks for coming in. So today, we're going to talk about how to get set up with the business credit reporting agencies. Again, by the end of this training, you're going to know how to get set up with Experian, D&B, and Equifax. You're going to know how to go from no score or failing score to good score. You're going to know how to check your reports, check with the reporting agencies at no cost. I'm going to give all that to you so you'll be able to come in and successfully get set up with D&B, Equifax, and Experian. Okay, so let's jump in. So obviously a lot is happening right now, which gives you the importance of being able to actually set up or build your business credit. Look, the reality is, hello from Las Vegas. Eric, thanks for joining us so early in the morning this time. Look, the reality is most business owners right now are still waiting for PPP, SBA's PPP program, to get refunded so they can hopefully get money there. A lot of people right now, statistically, 90% of business owners that need money are not going to get money from that system. So the question is, where else do you get money? There's a lot of alternative financing options, and there's business credit. But in order to get alternative financing, you have to build business credit. And in order to build business credit, you need this information. So I'm going to show you the baseline, the basic stuff you need to do to get set up with the reporting agencies, to get loans, to get credit lines, as well as also build your business credit. Derek says, how's it going, Ty? Thanks for your time, man. I appreciate it. I have a good question today. Later, great. Make sure you ask that question. Hey, from South Carolina. I appreciate you guys telling me where you're from. Give me some likes. Give me some loves. Tell me where you're from. I always appreciate it. All right. So you got to set up a business first. The very first step before you can get set up with these guys is we got to do a little bit of basics. So before you get set up with the three big CRAs, and these are Equifax Commercial, Experian Commercial, and Dun & Bradstreet, D&B, before you get set up with them, we got to set up the basics, right? You have to set up an EIN. Very important. Business credit is built based on this, not your DUNS number. So you have to have that EIN set up with the IRS.gov. You have to have your entity set up. You could do that with your Secretary of State. Okay, once you've come in and you've set these things up, you also, well, before you even do that, let's talk about some pecking order here. Before you go to the Secretary of State, get your address set up. Figure out what your business name is going to be. Make sure it's available in your state. If that business name's available, and we went through how to pick a name, I think last week, so you can go back to facebook.com/credit suite, check that out. So make sure you pick out your name, make sure the URL is available, make sure the entity is available. Once you do that, my advice to you is get your business phone number and get your business address set up, and here's the reason. One of the biggest reasons people get turned down loans and credit lines is the information on their Secretary of State record doesn't match the rest of the stuff that they have listed online. Their website, their yellow pages. And the reason this happens, people set up with Secretary of State before they get that stuff set up. Then they set it up and forget to go back and set it up with the Secretary of State. So my advice to you is to think about a business name. Go back to our facebook.com/credit suite to check out our videos. And we taught you last week how to do that. Make sure the name's available. Make sure it's available in your state. Make sure the domain's available. Once you pick that name, get a business address. You can get it through a virtual address like Alliance, Regis, Da Vinci. You can also come in and use your home address as last resort. but try to either get a business location, a virtual address, or home address at last resort. Figure out the address you're going to use. Next, get your business phone number set up. Freedom Voice, Ring Central, all kinds of voice over IP options. Now you have your business. You know you're going to set up the name. You have the address. You have the phone number. Now go to your Secretary of State. Now get that business name. And when you set up your Secretary of State records, you can enter your phone number. You can enter your business address. And now you have your entity set up with the Secretary of State and your address and your phone number. Now, my advice here, California, welcome. Thanks for coming in. My advice now is once you have the basics set up, your address, your phone number, and the entity, then the next thing you want to do is you want to go get your EIN. Now, the Secretary of State's different. They charge a little bit of extra money in Florida to expedite it and get my articles of incorporation right away. I've done it both ways. You don't want to wait weeks to get your articles of incorporation. So make sure you go with your Secretary of State and make sure you select the option to get your stuff right away, even if you have to pay a little bit more. Now I get my articles of incorporation the minute I set up my business in Florida. Okay, and it's different in every state. But now I take that to irs.gov and I get my EIN number. With that, the next step I take is I actually go set up my bank account. Now, I have the basics that I need of a business. I have a bank account, I have an EIN, I have an entity, I have an address, I have a phone number. I have the basics of a business right now. Orlando, Florida, you're right next to me. That's awesome. Can I use my home address for credit cards? You can, but here's what you need to know about home addresses. UPS boxes, P.O. boxes are housed in a database that lenders and credit issuers go and access and verify that you're using a P.O. box and a UPS address, and it creates all kinds of problems. So you want to avoid P.O. boxes, never do. UPS addresses, you don't want to do. The order is this: real physical address if you can get one, if you need one. Virtual address if you can afford one. A lot of these are a couple $100 a month. You have to be able to afford that. Alliance, DaVinci, Regis all sell virtual addresses. You can go to creditsuite.com/virtual. That's our link to Alliance to get a discount. Last resort is home address, and here's why. Some sources will approve you, some won't. Walmart will not give you a business credit card without a personal guarantee or credit check if you use a home address. They won't, but Amazon will. So that's what you need to know. Some credit issuers will not approve you with the home address. Others will. So now that we've got some of these basics done, virtual offices. So Eric says, what about virtual offices? So a virtual office is this. Regis owns big commercial buildings. So let's say Regis owns a 10-story building in downtown Tampa, which is probably accurate. They do. They own the whole building. They rent out different parts of the building, including people like you that maybe just want an address. So maybe I just want an address that I can use for my business. I just want to get mail there. I can rent that address from Regis, but unlike a P.O. box or a UPS address, it doesn't look like I'm renting the address. It looks like I really am at that address. My mail gets sent there, the virtual address scans it and sends it to me, and I have the reputation of being in a big high-rise building in Tampa, Florida, when the reality is I'm just getting my mail there. So that's what virtual addresses are. And Keith gave a great link here to be able to use. I use both Regis and Alliance, says Keisha. Awesome. So, set up the business. We got the EIN set up. Okay, you want to probably choose a corporation, LLC, even a partnership. You do not want to do a sole proprietor. So we got set up with the actual Secretary of State. Now, what we're doing is we're separating you and your business here. That's what we're going to do to protect your assets. So remember, we got the Secretary of State. We made sure the name's available. We got all these things done. And remember, the order again of things that we did. We came in, we made sure the name was available. We got the URL for the name that we want. Now, surprisingly, we didn't go to Secretary of State first. We got our address and our phone number set up, an address to a virtual address and a phone number through a place like, avoid Google Voice, but voice over IPs, for example, Ring Central, Freedom Voice. So we have a phone number, we have an actual address. Now we go to the Secretary of State, we set up the business. Now we can enter the phone number and address we had there. So now that stays. That's going to be the address we're going to use for the business, the phone number. Then we choose the option to get our stuff quickly. Then we use that to go to irs.gov and get our EIN for free. Never pay for it. A lot of places will try to make themselves out to be the IRS and charge you. Never do it. Then go to your bank and actually get your bank account set up. Now, when you go to your bank, they're going to try to charge you for a packet to get checks and stamps and all this crap that you don't need. It could be hundreds of dollars. Don't do it. As a matter of fact, nowadays, don't even get your checks from your bank. They're too expensive. You can get it from all other kind of places. So spend as little money as possible to set up that business bank account. Now what happens is we now have a business set up. Now we need to get set up with these three guys: D&B, Dun & Bradstreet, Experian Commercial, Equifax commercial. That's what we need to do to get set up. So we need to get set up with DMB by checking iUpdate for free. This is a free search, okay? Now, we make this search available at creditsuite.com/reports. Here, I'll show you. So if you go right here, you're able to do a free search with all three of them right here. Free, doesn't cost you any money. Now, if I go here, sometimes Dun & Bradstreet's free search is a little jacked up, so we're going to check it. You can see how you can search your business right now. You're going to come in and you're going to search to see if you are set up now. So you're going to enter your company name. Okay, well, that did not work like I wanted it to, so we're going to come here. And once we click that link at creditsuite.com/reports, we're going to go ahead and click My Business. Now, see how easy it is for other people to get your business's credit report. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to click I want to search now. It's asking for state. We want to enter the state that we're in. We want to click search right now. Now, once we search, then this is what's going to happen. You can see that our actual address pulled up. Now, notice I didn't give them the address. I only told them I'm in Florida. This means that they know who we are. We are already set up. If I click through, they try to sell me a bunch of stuff that I don't need, a bunch of crap I don't need. But all we care about is the free search. We care about going to creditsuite.com/reports. We want to go to the DMB. We do the free search just to see if they even know that we are set up now. And again, I just showed you what that looks like. So now we've done the free search. Now we can see if we're set up with DMB or not. Now, if there's nothing that pulls up, they don't know who you are, you're not set up. Now the next step you want to take is you want to get your actual DUNS number. Okay, so you need to set up your DUNS number. If nothing shows up, then you need to set up your actual DUNS number. So the DUNS number you can get at creditsuite.com/DUNS. Okay, and let me type that in really quick and I'll show you exactly what that looks like because you need to know about what you can get for free and what these guys are going to try to charge you for that you don't need to pay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take you through. If you go to creditsuite.com, here I am, creditsuite.com/DUNS. I'm going to go ahead and click that. And all we did was just create a super short link that goes right to DMB's system to get your DUNS number. Now, here you go. View, update your information. We gave you a shortcut. You come in, you say, I have a US-based business, and you start going through and entering your information right here to actually get set up. Now, you can click DUNS number and learn a little bit more about it, but now what's happening is we're actually coming in and entering all the information that we need here to get our DUNS number. Now, here's where you have to be careful. This is about a 10-minute process, okay? It was surprisingly way longer than I thought it was going to be. You have to have your business name, you have to have your EIN, you have to have your you have to have your address, you have to have your phone number. All that stuff I told you to do, you need to have all of that stuff set up before you go to get your DUNS. Now you go to creditsuite.com/DUNS. That gives you a quick link to the page. You fill out the information, takes about 10 minutes, and they will tell you that they will send you the DUNS number. Here's where you got to be careful. Dun & Bradstreet will now call you, and they will email you, and they will say they need to talk to you. I promise you, I 100% promise you that if you get on the phone with them, they will try to sell you crap you don't need. It's the only reason they ever want to get you on the phone. Listen, DMB will never call you for any other reason than try to sell you crap you don't need. So it's your choice now. You can either get on the phone, they're very good salespeople, and you can be sold crap you don't need, or you can avoid it altogether and never get on the phone. But you do not need to speak with them to get your DUNS number. Once you go through the process I just showed you, you will get your DUNS number in 2 to 4 weeks without paying a dime for it. Do not get them on the phone. If you get them on the phone, they might try to say things like that your DUNS number is part of a package, and to activate your credit profile, you have to pay them money, and blah, 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 blah. But it's all to sell you a bunch of crap you don't need. So never get on the phone unless you want to actually be sold, okay? Now, Keith says, I started my corporation in Florida a few years ago and followed Credit Suite program. Astonishing how fast you can build business credit. Awesome. I love you, Skip. Okay, Hector, and I have to get listed on 411 right. Not right now in this step. You will, but not right now in this step. Tiffany says, what if we need to change the business address with Secretary of State and DMB? How would we do that? Okay. You go to your Secretary of State, and your state will have a way to do this, to modify this. So Florida has a form that you download, you fill it out with the change, you mail it back to them. That's how Florida does it. Every state is different. With Dun & Bradstreet, it is a service called iUpdate. If you Google iUpdate, you will be able to update your information through iUpdate. iUpdate is not available at iUpdate.com. But if you just Google DMB iUpdate, you can then go and you can actually update your information for free with Dun & Bradstreet, that's how you change it. Now remember, Tiffany, I'm showing everybody how to do this so nobody has to go backwards. Now Tiffany's already done this. She's coming in with a great example. I kind of did it backwards, and now I have to go back and change everything. I've showed you the order to do it the right way, right? Get your address and phone number, then get your Secretary of State, then get your DUNS. That way you don't have to go back and change all that information. All that information is set up with them correctly, exactly as you need it. So now we just talked about getting a DUNS number for free. Now this is a 9-digit number for every business in their database. You've got to have a DUNS number to get a Paydex score, okay? So you got to make sure that you get the DUNS number before you actually get a score. Now that being said, you have to keep in mind, you don't need to buy anything with them, but you can use iUpdate to dispute any information for free that's with them. Here's what you need to know about D&B. There's 2 things you need to set up a credit profile with D&B and see it report. 2 things. Dos. Okay. Uno is that you need to have that DUNS number. That's why I'm telling you to get it. You got to have DUNS. Second, you have to have 3 accounts reporting to D&B. If you don't have both a DUNS and 3 accounts, both of those, you will not have a Paydex score. You will not have a credit report generated. A lot of people say, I have accounts, they report to D&B, I don't have a credit report. Why? It's because you either never got your DUNS, or it's also because you never took the time to get the 3 business credit reports and they're not yet reporting to Dun & Bradstreet. When you get to building vendors, which we'll talk about, then you need to have your DUNS number. A lot of them require a DUNS number to get approved. That's why I'm telling you, you need to do it so early in the actual process, okay? Now, Connell says, how do I have a DUNS number when I've never signed up for DUNS number? Because they know you exist. So if you never signed up for a DUNS number and all of a sudden you're applying for credit and you're applying for loans, there's a possibility that now Dun & Bradstreet knows your business exists and they create a DUNS number for you automatically because they know your business exists. Let me explain why that's a problem. Your DUNS number is based on every location in their database. That means if you change your address, if you follow the steps out of order. See, I do a very good job of telling you what to do, but not why you do it. I'm telling you to get your address straightened out first before you get your DUNS and your actual Secretary of State. Here's why. If you got your address, you set up your Secretary of State, you're doing stuff out there, they see it's your home address, for example, right? And then all of a sudden, Dun & Bradstreet knows you exist. They will create a DUNS number for that address. So it's very possible that your business has multiple DUNS numbers because there are multiple addresses associated with your business. This is why you need to get your address straightened up first. Pick your address, then get Secretary of State, then get DUNS number. And then if you ever change your address, change through iUpdate Dun & Bradstreet system and change your Secretary of State records so that way all of a sudden Dun & Bradstreet doesn't see that you have multiple addresses and create multiple credit profiles for you, which they absolutely will do. Now, Tiffany says, yes, I did it backwards. That's okay. That's why we're doing this, so you can make sure you get it correct. Now, Rashida says, can you have multiple businesses using the same address? Remember, yes, you can. That's okay. You could do that. You can have multiple businesses using the same address. But if you have an industry a company in a similar industry, then what will happen is there's a possibility they will create a different DUNS number for you based on that address. So remember, DUNS numbers are assigned based on addresses. It's very simple that it's very important that one address is associated with your business. If you break this rule and you go out and you get a new address, so for example, Credit Suite moved into a new commercial building years ago, about 5 years ago. We had to change everything online to our new address. We had to make sure we changed it with Dun & Bradstreet. If we didn't do that, Dun & Bradstreet would have thought we were a new location and would have created a second DUNS number for us, a second credit profile for us. Now, if that ever happens, and people on here probably have had that happen, then go to iUpdate and iUpdate for free. You can update that information to get it right. Now, Tia says, I signed up for this self-services program. Awesome. That will help walk you through these steps. So that is the process with Dun & Bradstreet, right? We set up the business. We actually figured out what name we're going to choose. We got the address. We got the phone number. Then we went to Secretary of State. We set up nothing, no sole proprietor, an Inc., a corporation, an LLC. We got the business set up. Then we selected the option that gave us our stuff right away. We got our EIN set up. We got our bank account set up. Then we went to creditsuite.com/reports. We clicked on the Dun & Bradstreet logo. That took us to this page here, this iUpdate page with Dun & Bradstreet. We enter the information in there. That will give us our DUNS number for free. And we're very careful to not get on the phone with D&B because they will sell us a bunch of crap that we don't need. Now we are set up with D&B. We're good. We got to get accounts that report to them, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So now with the same thing, we're going to do very similar with Experian. We got to get set up with them. They call it a Biz Verify system. So we have to see if we're with Experian right now, okay? And if we are, we need to verify the data. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and I didn't tell you this, if you go to creditsuite.com/reports and you come here and you do find that something pulls up, you do come to creditsuite.com/reports, you go to Experian as I'm about to. If something pulls up in my search here, then what I want to do is I actually want to come in. Now remember, what I'm doing with Experian, I want to make sure I don't enter my city. I'm only going to enter my company name and my state, and I'll show you why. The reason you're doing this search is because they're saying they want me to say the reason we're doing this search is to see what they know about us already. So by me just telling them my company name and city or state and them telling me they know my address, this tells me they know who I am. Now, they also know that I have trade lines. So if I see trade lines here, or I see they pulled up my whole address, the next thing you need to do is get your business credit reports right away. Because what happens is Experian will give you a failing business credit score even if you have no credit reporting on your credit report. So in order for you to know if that's happening or not, you want to go to creditsuite.com/monitoring. And that will give you credit monitoring to the reporting agencies for $24. Don't get me wrong. You can go to them directly. It's $250 a month with Experian, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet if you got all your business credit reports. creditsuite.com/reports. We use NAV's integration, but we're even cheaper than NAV. NAV let us underprice them on their own service. So we're the cheapest that you're going to find for business credit reports. And you can get all three, Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. Now, let me show you an example of what I mean here and why you need to do this free search. Because what will happen, as I mentioned, is you'll oftentimes find a credit report like this. 28 score, very low risk score. These are very high risk scores. Credit limit recommendation of $1,000. And you'll see here the risk is very, very, very high. Current stability risk score. Here's the risk. High risk, low risk. See where you are. But here's the crazy thing. This person has no business credit. They're all zeros. They have no trade lines on their credit report. Look, I'm at the end of their credit report. I can't go back further. This is the end. So they have no credit, but they have failing scores and are seen as high risk. How does this happen? I'll tell you. They know the business name. They know the business address. They know the NICS code. If they have these three things, they will create a credit profile for you. Name, address, SIC code, NAICS code. So what you need to make sure that you do is if you do that free search I just showed you at creditsuite.com/reports and it pulls up a result for you, then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you take steps to get your credit reports at business credits or creditsuite.com/monitoring, cheapest place to get them, and make sure you don't have that profile and score. So Dun & Bradstreet is different than Experian. Dun & Bradstreet needs 3 accounts reporting to give you a negative score or any kind of score. Experian is different. Experian needs your name, your address, and your SIC code. If they know your industry code, your name, and your address, they will create exactly what I just showed you, a credit report with a failing score. Now, I'm going to give you this a few times throughout, but here's our phone number, 877-600-2487. If you give us a call, we will do that search for you. We will do a search with Experian, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet. We will help you get your business credit reports for free for 30 days. So I told you to go to creditsuite.com/monitoring. It's $24. If you want them for free, just give us a call. We'll do a fundability check for you. We will actually come in and we will actually do a search for you with the reporting agencies. We'll help you get your business credit reports for free. Okay? Actually, Jose says, can I get my business credit report for free? That's hilarious. I just saw that after I just said that. So yes, you can go to you can go to 877-600-2487. Give us a call. We will help you get your business credit reports for free so you can see what's on there. So now we got set up with Experian. We came in, we did that free search to see if anything is set up with them. Almost always we are going to see a failing score if we have no business credit. But one account reporting will change this risk. So even one account will change it from failing score to good score. So now the next thing we want to do with Experian is we want to add one account at least to our Experian business credit report. Here, I will show you why. Because if we come here and we look at this credit report, here's somebody that has a very high score. okay? They are very low risk. But here's what's crazy. They only have one account reporting. One. Remember, the other person had none. Here's that account. So you can see that this person went from that same low score I showed you, 28, up into the 90s, bad score to good score, because they did one thing. They added one account to their business credit report. So in order to get set up with Experian, once you've went to creditsuite.com/reports and got set up, or did a search to see if anything's on there, the next thing you want to do is you want to get one account that reports to Experian. And you can get that from a lot of vendors. You can get it from Uline, get it from Quill, get it from Granger. You can get it from Strategic Network Solutions. You can get it from Behalf, which temporarily halted, I think, new customers, but they're a great place to get it. Any of these guys will give you credit that reports to the business credit reporting agencies, okay? Behalf is great because they definitely report to Experian. So you've got to get an account that reports to Experian, and one account will take you from no score, failing score, to good score. Amazon says TIA, or TIA says Amazon. Amazon's a great way to go, but they're going to give you a net 30, net 55, and they might not approve you for new credit right away unless you have some credit established on your business credit reports, okay? So we got to get set up with Experian. If we've done this, now we have an account reporting and we're set up with them. Equifax, much the same. Okay, this is used by a lot of banks. This ties into your SBSS loan, SBSS score. This is what's used to get SBA loans. So very important that we get you set up with Equifax. How do we get you set up with Equifax? And you said London says, what's London? Wow, mispronounced that, London. What's the website again? Remind me what website. Website, creditsuite.com/reports is where you go to do this free search. Now, if you go to creditsuite.com/reports, you're also going to see an Equifax here. If we click on Equifax, we're going to do the same thing. We want to see if we're set up with Equifax right now. And I don't know if they changed this. I might have to update this page because it looks like here they got rid of that free search. So I'm going to have this updated. Let me see, business credit reports. Let's see if we can learn more. Let's see if we can do the free search with Equifax. So I will later today update creditsuite.com/reports so you could do the free search with Equifax. They just changed that. But you want to do the same thing. Go to creditsuite.com/reports, do a free search to see if you're set up with Experian. If nothing pulls up, you're fine. If something does pull up, then you want to go ahead and you want to get your business credit reports at creditsuite.com/monitoring to actually take the next step to make sure that you are set up with Equifax. Now, once you've done this, now it's time to start building business credit. How do we do that? Well, to build business credit, I don't know if I have this on any of my whiteboards. Actually, I do. So let me show you this. So what you want to do now is you want to come in and start building initial business credit. And there's two ways you can do it. I'm going to just tell you this. I won't go to the chalkboard. There's two ways you could build initial business credit. And why do you need it? Remember, you need 3 accounts reporting to DMB to create a credit profile and score, 1 account with Experian, 1 account with Equifax. How do you get there? So there's 2 ways to get it. One is called credit line hybrid. You get up to $150,000 in credit lines, no doc, 0% for 6 to 18 months. These accounts report to the business credit reporting agencies. So you get cash credit lines up to $150,000 you could really use to grow your business. And you have to have a 680 FICO score to get this, but if you do, you are a guarantor. Somebody can sign with a 680 FICO score. You get up to $150,000 in no-doc business credit lines. You can call us to get this. $150,000 in no-doc credit lines, 0% rates for 18 months. They report to the business credit reporting agencies. You need a good 680 FICO or a guarantor that has one. Give us a call if that is a good option for you. Now, those accounts will report to the business credit reports. As a matter of fact, the source we use to help with that reports the payment to them as a trade line. So not only will they give you 5 accounts that report to the business credit reporting agencies, but the fact that you pay the bill for the funding you get acts as a trade line itself. So it gives you a bonus trade line just by getting the credit line hybrid program. We help them get the ability to report so you can get an extra trade line. So if you have good credit or a guarantor that does, it's a great way to go. If you don't, then you want to do right here what Hackton said, which is you want to go and you want to get business credit, starter vendors, net 30 accounts, net 55 type of accounts. I named a bunch of these. Uline, Quill, Granger, Wells Fargo has a secured credit card. Behalf is one. Strategic Network Solutions is one. I gave you a bunch of vendors. Now, when you get those vendors, you get credit. You go to their place. You put stuff in your shopping cart. You go to checkout. You choose something similar to Invoice Me. Then they notify you that they mailed the items. You pay the bill. Once you've paid the bill after it ships, you have to pay the bill after it ships to make sure it reports. Then they will report it to the business credit reporting agencies. Once that account reports to Experian or Equifax, it'll take no score or failing score and make it very good if you paid as agreed. Remember, Dun & Bradstreet, you need 3 accounts reporting to be able to establish your business credit profile and score for them. Canal says all 3 reports have to be 680 or better. Yes. If you want to get the credit line hybrid, all 3 of your credit scores should be 680 or higher, or you have a guarantor that does. Okay, Baraka says, Wells don't report anymore. I will check on that with my data team. Last time I checked, they did, but my data team checks this daily, and I haven't checked with them on this, so I appreciate that. I will look at this. Kanal says, I'm over 680. If you are 680 or a guarantor that is, and you want no-dot credit lines, well, give us a ring. They will help you build business credit. You can get up to $150,000 in no-dot credit lines. Janetta says, could you slow down just a little? I wish. I'm sorry. I try not to go fast. It's just my brain works this fast, and my mouth has a hard time keeping up with as fast as my brain works. But what I will do now is recap everything for you. Okay, so remember, we are getting set up with the business credit reporting agencies, Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian. Okay, how we do it is we first set up the basics of our business. We get our business ad, we figure out the business name we want to use, make sure it's available at the Secretary of State. We set up and we go and we make sure the URL is available. Now we go in, we get our address, we make sure it's a virtual address, or we make sure it's a real physical address or a home address at last resort. Remember, some sources like Walmart won't approve you with the home address. Okay, then we get a business phone number. Could be a voice over IP, could be through Ring Central, could be through Freedom Voice. Don't use a Google Voice number. I don't know why, just a lot of sources turn that down. We haven't figured out why. We just know that that happens. Now go to your Secretary of State and use that information to set up your entity and choose the option to be able to get the stuff right away like your articles of incorporation. Choose a corporation, an LLC, or choose a partnership. Now we get that. Now we go to irs.gov and we get our EIN. Then we set up our business bank account. Once we have that set up, we go to creditsuite.com/reports. And we do a search with Equifax, Experian, and Dun & Bradstreet. The links are there to do the search. Now, once we've done this search and we find anything reports, then we need to immediately get our business credit reports at creditsuite.com/monitoring. If nothing reports, you're okay. They don't know you exist. You can start building business credit and then build with good business credit right away. The next thing that after we've done this is we now want to come in and get our DUNS number. We go to creditsuite.com/DUNS. We fill out the information. We never get on the phone because they're going to try to sell us crap we don't need if we get on the phone. They'll send us our DUNS number in 2 to 4 weeks. With our DUNS number in place, we can start applying for vendors. Uline, Quill, Granger, Next Strategic Network Solutions, amongst many others. Or we can use our good personal credit or that of a guarantor to get credit line hybrid up to $150,000 in no-dot credit lines. Don't forget, we can help you get the credit line hybrid program with the source that will give you an extra trade line by getting it. We will do the free search with you with the reporting agencies. We will help you get a free copy of your business credit report as well. All you have to do is just give us a call. Baraka says, I got a lease from Dell and it caused my Experian to drop 43 points. That shouldn't happen if you paid the bill as agreed. If you are a client with us, get with our advisors. We can help you. If not, just give us a call. Let's talk through it and see what happens. You're the greatest. Thank you. I appreciate that. Example, and Derek says, example, multiple unused new credit accounts are reporting 5,000 high credit limit, 5,000, and it's dropping my Experian score. Guys, keep in mind that the way that Experian score works, dropping my Experian score, can this be fixed? Yes, it can be fixed. Rashida says, what banks do you recommend for business accounts? I recommend whoever you want to work with. We do our banking with Regis. I have no problem. I've worked with Wells Fargo. I've worked with them all. I don't like Bank of America. And I still have an account there I got to close down. But that's my choice. I use Regions, but you can choose whatever one you want. Now, Derek says, guys, people are saying, I've got multiple people here that are saying, my business credit report dropped because of X. So let's talk about that. Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax's scores are strictly based on how you pay your bill. That's it. They're 100% based on how you pay your bill. If you pay your bill on time, you will have a good score. So if your if your Equifax or DMB is low, you probably have something on there that's you either have nothing on your Equifax or you have something on there that's reporting that you somehow paid late or a collection. That's why you need to get your reports. Experian credit reports are mostly based on your payment history. If you pay your bills good, you should have good scores. But other factors like your industry and utilization tie into your score as well. So if your Experian score is low and you don't know why, it could be that they don't like your industry. Look at your SIC code. Look at your NAICS code. And if it's not right, then fix it. Remember, I already did a training at facebook.com/credit suite that shows you exactly how to select the right NAICS and SIC code. If you need to update Equifax or Experian, get their monitoring, and you can go right to their sites and update your credit reports with them. With Dun & Bradstreet, you can update it through Dun & Bradstreet's iUpdate service. So if you pull your Experian credit report and see that your industry NAICS code is wrong, and that it's indicating that you're in a higher risk industry, you want to correct that with Experian. That can bring your score up. Make sure your bills are being paid as agreed. Make sure your utilization's not too high with Experian. Make sure your NAICS codes are right and not in a high-risk industry. That can all adversely affect your Experian score. But remember, Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax are only based on how you pay your bills. So if those are lower than they should be, it's because somebody's reported you late, just so you know that. Derek says brand new accounts. Okay, being brand new won't hurt you. It's just, again, what I just said is how those scores are low. I love Regions for local and Navy Federal. Navy Federal Credit Union's awesome too. They are very good at giving a lot of loans and credit cards right now, so everybody knows. My experience at 96 utilization, that is what lowers your Experian score. So that answers your question right there. If your Experian score is at 96% utilization, up to 15% of your score with Experian Commercial could be based on utilization. Baraka, that's exactly what's going on. So if we can help you, give us a call. 877-600-2487. When you get on a phone with us, we're going to do a fundability check to make sure your Secretary of State and all that stuff is set up right. At no cost, we're going to do that. At no cost, we're going to help do a search with Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, and see if you're set up now. If you are set up and it looks like you have credit, we will help you get your business credit reports 100% for free. We will also talk to you about all the financing you can qualify for right now, okay? And we'll give you tips and tactics to build your business credit. So that being said, if you missed any part of this, I just recapped it. Go back from the beginning. I just showed you how to get set up with the reporting agencies and how to get your scores good with all 3 reporting agencies. Back ways to check their reports with them, a way to get your free business credit reports. I gave you all the information without having to pay Dun & Bradstreet. You now know how to get set up with these guys. If you missed this, go back and rewatch. And don't forget, if we can help you, give us a call. We will help you with our credit line hybrid where you can get up to $150,000 in no-doc credit lines to build your business credit. We will help do a fundability check with you, see all the financing you can get now. We will help pull your business credit to see where you're set up with the reporting agencies now and help you get free copies of your business credit reports. I will be back here Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern to talk more, and here's what we're going to be diving into. We're going to be talking about the benefits you need to know about business credit that a lot of people do not know. Okay, that is the next topic that we will be diving into. Then, by Thursday, this time, 11:30, I will wipe all the chalkboards and we'll be talking about new topics that are all designed to help you get money for your business. So if we can help you along the way, give us a ring, 877-600-2487. And Raya says, is business credit utilization the same as personal credit utilization? It's not the same amount of the score. Remember, Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax, 100% of their score is how you pay your bills. Experian, only part of their scores based on utilization, not as high as what it is with the consumer credit reports. If you want to know exactly how Experian's credit scores break down, just go to youtube.com/credit suite, type in Experian, and I'll teach you everything you need to know about Experian Commercial, including the 5 scores they have on you and how all 5 of those scores work, including how their IntelliScore works. Thanks, everybody. If we can help you along the way, give us a ring, 877-600-2487. I will see you back here on Facebook Tuesday at 2 o'clock Eastern. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.